So let's go through the different types of antidepressant. Again, we ran through them really quickly. Let's actually get into them. So SSRIs, how do they work, Luke?
Okay, so back to our glass analogy, our flawed glass analogy, but it is helpful. So I've got a secret agreement with Corey that when I pass him a glass, that means everything's okay. You don't worry too much, right? So I pass you the glass. But just before you get the glass, something called reuptake happens, which is basically like clearing out, making sure there aren't too many glasses bopping around. Otherwise, Corey's going to get way too confident. So it's reuptaken, and I meant to send Corey a glass. I'm saying everything's fine, but at the last minute, the glass is taken away. It's reabsorbed into the brain. So, Corey, what are you feeling?
Everything is not fine.
Everything is
not fine.
Yes, exactly. So, basically what an SSRI does is that it stops or it inhibits the reabsorption of the chemical it is trying to target, in this case, serotonin.
Yeah.
So that Corey can more likely be there to go, oh, everything is fine.
Yeah, so that's something we didn't really mention when it came to sort of the neurotransmitters, is that it's more complex than just pop it there and it's done, right? It's released. They can be reabsorbed, reuptaken. It's basically, whenever we're talking about this and we describe something to you, just bear in mind that it is far, far more complex than we're letting on. In part because we don't understand it, as well as, a very, very, accomplished neuroscientist is going to understand it. Of course, obviously, we are but laymen. And also, to an extent, because even that very, very accomplished neuroscientist is not going to fully understand the complexities of the brain.
Well, yeah, crucially, if I can jump in here, when we talk about we don't know how antidepressants work, we know that they work in more than placebo number of cases, but we don't know how they work. We don't understand how they work to such a level that in theory, right, what we've just said, if you're boosting the amount of serotonin in the brain by not reabsorbing it, so it follows that if you took somebody without depression and you reduced their serotonin level, they'd feel depression, right?
Yeah, because it seems
doesn't happen.
No,
doesn't happen. You can't, by lowering the amount of serotonin in the brain of somebody without depression, they don't generate depressive symptoms,
which is insane, right? Because and this, I think you've really hit on it here, right? Because
what's going on?
I really feel like we need to properly explain what we mean when we say that we don't know how antidepressants work. That is it, spot on. You would think that, okay, well, depression is clearly caused by low serotonin, or low serotonin is involved in some way in depression, but it only goes one way. Right, you can, if you're like, okay, now your brain's got more serotonin there, or rather, your brain isn't absorbing the serotonin too quickly for all those neurotransmitters to know that it's there. Yeah. There you go, cool. You're not feeling as depressed anymore. Great, awesome, cool. But also, not having enough serotonin when you're not depressed is fine, apparently. Yeah.
So it either could go one way, or it could even be that the SSRI drug is actually doing another thing. It happens to boost serotonin, but it also just does a different thing, which we don't understand yet. I don't know whether that is a theory, but those are two of the possibilities.
There's many possibilities.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want you to listen to this and think that we're telling you, this is what. No, we're spinning our wheels here. We're not sure. We don't know, and I think that's interesting that we know how antidepressants work. If that makes sense, we understand the sort of the principle of what is going on, I guess, chemically. Do you know what I mean?
What they do, yes.
Yeah, what they do.
Yeah.
So when we say we don't know how they work, we don't mean, we don't know what they do. We know what it's doing when it goes into your body. We just don't know. We don't know why that is making people not depressed.
And when we test our theory that it's because of the higher levels of serotonin and lower levels of serotonin in depressed people, it doesn't play out.
Yeah, no, it's just...
What? That doesn't make any sense.
It's really difficult. It's really bloody difficult. But look, we know that it's working, and that's good enough for now, I guess.